It's a crucial day for Bollywood actor Salman Khan as Bombay High Court will decide on his regular bail plea today. Now the question on everybody's mind, will Salman Khan go to jail to serve a 5-year prison term after being convicted in the 2002 hit-and-run case, or will the High Court grant him bail admitting his petition? If Bombay High Court admits Salman's appeal, he may be granted regular bail, but if bail is denied, he will have to surrender before the Sessions Court, from where he will be sent to jail. In that case, Salman can move the Supreme Court today itself seeking bail. It's been two most nervous days for actor Salman Khan after he escaped jail due to interim bail given by the Bombay High Court minutes after he was convicted in the case by a Mumbai Session Court on Wednesday. Now at Salman's Bandstand's Galaxy Apartments residence, his near and dear ones kept visiting for 2 days, extending solidarity before the High Court decides on his bail. From Amir Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Karan Johar to political figures like Raj Thackeray made a beeline for his house. And today Salman Khan does not have to be physically present in the High Court. Famous lawyer and former Solicitor General of India Harish Salve will be leading Salman's legal team for bail hearing. The man who ensured Salman's interim bail in a matter of minutes on Wednesday. Today he will try to convince the High Court that Sessions Court has made errors in passing the judgment, making a case of admitting the bail plea on Salman's health ground. Now, Headlines today has accessed a copy of Mumbai Sessions Court judgment in which the Sessions judge has made it clear that Salman did not wait for the police on the spot but went home until 10:30 a.m., hid himself on the night of the accident. He said it really Salman Khan committed no wrong. He could have visited the police immediately and lodged the information about this incident, but he did not take any positive steps by visiting the hospital to see the injured and did not come on the spot again with the police.
What options does Salman Khan have now?
Let me make it very clear that I'm not advocating for Salman, and so whatever his legal advisors may advise him, that he has to opt the option. But frankly speaking, now Salman will require to convince first the High Court as to why his appeal, that is first appeal against the order of conviction, is to be admitted, and therefore he will require to convince the High Court as to what are the apparent error on the face of the record of the case and why the evidence is that it goes against him, and means what are the loopholes in the investigations and so on, that he will require to convince. Once Salman passed this first examination, then he has to appear for the second examination. That is the question of bail. Now at present he is on the interim bail. So naturally he will require to convince the court as to why he should be continued on the bail. Why he will require to ask for the extension for the bail, and then only he will require to ask of course to convince the court, since he did not misuse the liberty which was granted to him, and he has obeyed the condition of the bail, and so on, falana falana. But at the same time, the prosecution can equally oppose his admission of first appeal as well as the bail petition, saying that he need not be granted bail because he has committed serious offense, he has been held guilty, he has been awarded sentence, and so on things.
You've also mentioned about some errors that Salman Khan can use. What are these errors and what are the grey areas that you see there?
See, I don't want to make the comment because the matter is now sub judice. So it is for the defense team, they have to find it. But one thing is very certain, the frantic efforts made by Salman defense team, that shows that they have done good homework. So they were anticipating all these things, so they were ready with everything.
Is there an option that Salman Khan can go to the Supreme Court as well tomorrow?
It will depend upon the order of the High Court. What type of the order a High Court passes, then certainly he will have all legal options open.
All right, let's now go across to Vidya joining us from the Bombay High Court, as well as Shilpa joining us from Salman Khan's residence. Let me come across to you, Vidya, first. It's going to be a very, very crucial day as far as Salman Khan is concerned in the Bombay High Court. Just take us through what really, I mean, we got a sneak peek into what Ujjwal Nikam was actually saying. He was talking about the various options and also complimented rather that Salman Khan's lawyers have done their homework well. What really is this homework all about? If you could tell us how the legal argument has been prepared by Salman Khan's lawyer, the very famous former Solicitor General Harish Salve.
Sanket, what I have with me here is the judgment of the Sessions Court. If you look at this 241 pages, this is going to be shredded apart in this court, in the High Court today, by Salman's lawyers. Harish Salve, who's probably going to represent Salman Khan, will be telling the court as to how this entire order is not the truth that should have really been, the conviction shouldn't have really come about. And they'll tell the court as to why this conviction is not right. They will be saying the points where Judge D.W. Deshpande has not really considered, what he should have considered, what he shouldn't have considered. They will be trying to convince the court, Judge Abhay Thipse, about this entire thing. On the other hand, the prosecution, they have been doing their homework too. I was in the meeting that the public prosecutor Shinde was holding with the Pradeep Gharat, the public prosecutor in the Sessions Court. Both of them held their meetings. The police personnel were there. All of them decided on the entire course of action that should be taken in the court. The entire discussions have been done. Both the parties are planned. It's about 11:15 in the morning that we'll really see this case coming about in the court of Justice Thipse, and probably an hour or two later we'll get to know what exactly will be happening.
That's exactly what I was meaning to ask you, Vidya. How long do these proceedings usually take? Of course, there is no time frame that you can associate with the fact that this case is going to take this much time. But roughly, how much time does it take in dealing with such cases? Also, for the benefit of our viewers, if you could specifically tell us what exactly is supposed to happen in the Bombay High Court today, and what would it then mean for Salman Khan, this way or the other?
Well, as you said, Sanket, there is another case which will be heard before Salman Khan case. The Salman Khan's case is listed on the supplementary side as 902. The first case, we don't know how long it will take, but it's expected that the judge probably would not spend more than 10-15 minutes on that case and will go on to this case. It depends on how much time Justice Thipse is willing to give Harish Salve, how much Salve takes to convince the court. After that, the prosecution will also take their time to convince the court as to why Salman Khan's bail, anticipatory bail, should be rejected, and his bail application should be rejected and should be sent to the custody because there's been a conviction. So all these arguments will happen.
But what is the prayer?
Will probably,
what is Mr. Salve's prayer? First of all, Salman Khan is not personally going to appear, is what we are in fact hearing. What is really the prayer of the defense this time around in the Bombay High Court today? What will they be requesting for?
Salve will certainly be requesting for the fact that this entire base of the judgment is wrong. What Salve will be telling the court is that Ravindra Patil, the constable, whose testimony has been relied upon by the judge D.W. Deshpande, is entirely wrong. How his conduct, which was seen during the entire proceedings in the magistrate court, since he had died in 2007, so certainly he could not be cross-examined, and that is why that was a bias against Salman Khan, because he was now facing a much serious charge of culpable homicide, and at this point, not having had the benefit of cross-examining Patil was something that they had been harping on even in Sessions Court, and they will be harping on this as well here. So certainly these are the grounds that they'll be also talking about the fact that the act of God is what they have been saying. The tire had burst, and it was then at that point that the car had actually met with an accident.
So
according to prosecution, this was not so. It was a fault of the driver.
Absolutely.
And these are the things that they will be speaking in the court.
Absolutely. So the arguments are going to be placed in the High Court as well. Let me cut across now live to Galaxy Apartments, where Shilpa now joins us. Morning, Shilpa. What's the actor doing this morning? Has his father gone for his regular morning walk or not? Is there a team up there or not? Just take us through all that.
Right. So we don't think the actor's woken up just yet, but that's just our perspective. As for the actor's father's morning walk, well, that should happen in about half an hour from now. And as for the visitors that the actors had since yesterday, of course, they've been a bevy of them. Just as the name goes, Galaxy Apartments have been a galaxy of stars, right from his buddies, Amir Khan, who he's always spoken very fondly of, to actors Karishma and Kareena Kapoor, to even veteran actress Waida Rahman, and we also saw politicians like Nitish Rane and Raj Thackeray make an appearance yesterday.